good evening, good evening, good evening, millionaires, good evening, millionaires. Welcome to yet another edition of Good Evening Millionaire. Hope everybody had an amazing day. My name is Alma Nancy. I go by Alma the CPA, which means I'm a CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant, right? So I'm a registered, licensed, certified public accountant from Chicago, Illinois, born and raised, right? Which means that I am certified to help the public when it comes to different accounting needs, right? So whether that be personal credit, business funding, business loans, all that good stuff, right? Income shifting, income acceleration. Okay, so that's everything that I can help you guys with. With any type of questions that you guys have, definitely feel free to reach out to me. Let me know. You know, it's not important to me like how you make a living, what type of business you're in, what type of industry, yada yada yada. Right? It's important to me what you do with it, and that's your life, millionaires. Because believe it or not, a lot of us like we don't understand this financial stuff. You know, and a lot of times we're like spinning our wheels. We're living from paycheck to paycheck. We don't know who to ask. We don't know who we can trust, you know, and then we also at the same time, we feel stupid when we even ask questions about it. So I want you to know you don't have to feel stupid. This is the type of stuff that they don't teach us in school. It just so happens to be a passion of mine, something that, you know, I kind of been fortunate. You know, my daddy is a retired IRS agent. He's also a CPA. My mom is a retired school teacher, so I kind of have best of both worlds, right? I'm like, I love numbers and all that good stuff, but then I also love teaching and providing service. So that's me. Okay, so good evening, millionaires. We're going to go ahead and get started. Make sure that you guys put in the comments, good evening, millionaire. Let us know where you're calling in from, all that good stuff. You want to make sure that you greet your fellow millionaires. Let us know where you're calling in from. You want to say, good evening, millionaire, Chicago, right? Or wherever you're calling in from. So make sure that you guys greet each other and all that good stuff, because it's always good to be in touch with like-minded individuals throughout the nation. So good evening, good evening, good evening, millionaires. Make sure that you guys share the broadcast, okay? So whether you know this information or not, you want to make sure that you share it, because you never know who knows this information and stuff like that. So you want to share it in different groups that you are in, as well as on your own personal page. So good evening, millionaire. So tonight we're talking about what makes up your credit score. Now, this is very important, because a lot of times we say like, oh, I'm working on my credit. I got to fix my credit. You know, I got to get my credit straight, but you don't even know what you're getting straight, right? So that's why most times it's easier for people to work on their credit and like actually get you know, an outside third party to do it, just because the amount of detail that goes into it. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot fix it yourself, but when you do want to fix it yourself, you just have to have like that amount of time, that amount of dedication to actually doing it. You know, I tried to I tried to fix mine myself at one point, and everything was going good until I had to send out the second round of letters. And I had an alert set up on my phone. I was like, wait a minute, is that today? You know, and then I was like crazy busy at work, but I had to get them out, and it was like insane. So I was like, okay, you know, no, I can't do this. But it just depends. So we're going to go over like exactly what makes up your credit score. And then definitely now, whichever one works for you, if you're interested in like the do-it-yourself, I can help you with that. If you're interested in the automated program where somebody does it for you, I can also help you with that, or one of my amazing business partners. So definitely reach out and let us know. Just shoot me an inbox, okay? Or shoot an inbox to the person that shared the video with you, and we can help get you set up. So good evening, millionaire. So we're going to go over what makes up your credit score. So first, FICO, right? A lot of times people are like, you know, what is your FICO score and blah, blah, blah. Now, 90% of all financial institutions use your FICO score. So this ranges anywhere from 300 to 850 points. Okay, so data from your credit score goes into like 5 major categories, okay? And that's what makes up 100%, and that's how you get what is considered your actual credit score. So, if you are ready, millionaires, give me a number 1 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. Give me a number 1 and a share. Okay, so put a number 1 in the comments. Where's my phone? Because you know I got to check on you guys. Give me a number 1 and a share. Put a number 1 in the comments and share the broadcast. Okay, number 1. So number 1 is your payment history, right? So this includes like delinquencies and public records and stuff like that. Now, thank you, Miss Connie. You know, Christopher Andrews. Okay, I just got on Facebook. Good evening, millionaires. Hold on, this says in 2 more. Connie, Chris, L'Oreal. Thank you, millionaire. Technisha Day. Thank you, millionaire. Good evening, millionaires. Okay, so now I'm going to pay attention. So, thank you, millionaires. I appreciate you so much, right? I know I will see you all very, very soon in New Orleans. New Orleans, NOLA, whatever, how they say it, NOLA, New Orleans, all that good stuff. I'm super excited. It's going to be like a really big festival, but we got to be down there training. But that's okay because we're going to have another day where we can, like, you know, do whatever. So I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so number 1, right, payment history. So now what I like to say, my best analogy, I think, you know, so to speak, is your payment history, right? And this really goes for all your credit. I feel like it's just like your GPA, right? When you're in school, you know, it goes along kind of, right? You start off at nothing. And then your very first report card is like, boom, there you have it. Now you got to work with it. Okay, so that's just like your credit score. Like you kind of start off with no credit, really. That was really my issue when I started working on my credit. I didn't have any credit, you know, because I was like, I don't want nothing. So I didn't have any credit. And then I had to start working on it. So just like your GPA, right? You get your first report card. Now you have like a 3.0, whatever. And now that's what you have to work with. But the longer you can go, right, and with improvements, the more that your GPA will go up, the more that your credit will go up. As soon as you get like a D, it's going to go down dramatically. As soon as you get an F, it's going to go down dramatically. So when you start working on your credit, millionaires, you want to make sure that you are doing everything, all this type of stuff possible, right? So your payment history is in the past. But what you want to do is, like, if you say, like, okay, I'm going to get started with you today, then that means that today you want to make sure that you pay every single thing on time, right? Because that stuff is in the past. But now you have, every time you pay on time, consider that an A, right? Consider that an A. Now you got an A this month, an A next month, right? So it's going to increase as you go along, provided you know, take care of everything else, right? And then you got to get somebody to work on the old stuff while you continue to improve the new stuff. Okay, give me a number 2 and a share. Give me a number 2 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. Give me a number 2. So put a number 2 in the comments and share the broadcast. Okay. Number 2 is outstanding balances and amounts owed. So this is what we say, like your utilization ratio. How much do you owe? I made a post on Instagram. If you don't know my Instagram, go ahead, follow it. It's Alma the CPA, right? I will follow back, so go ahead and follow me on Instagram and all that good stuff. But I made a post talking about like how many credit cards you should have and all that good stuff. And then, but basically your utilization ratio is how much of your allotted credit are you actually using. where a lot of times people get it mixed up is because, and I put it very specifically in the post. Now, if you have a whole bunch of credit, you don't want, now, okay, let me rewind. You really don't want a whole bunch of individual credit cards, like individual department store credit cards, but because you can have one or two major credit cards that can take care of everything as opposed to all these different credit cards, because you, at the same time, like, you really don't want to tempt yourself. You don't want to have them and all that stuff. Plus, it doesn't really look like that good when you have like a whole bunch of department store and a whole bunch of furniture store, you know, because it's like, what are you going to do? Buy a bunch of furniture, right? So you want to have like a couple of major credit cards, and then that's it, because you can buy furniture, you can buy clothes, you can buy whatever with those cards, and then just work on improving those, like increasing those limits and stuff like that. But so 30%, 35% is for number one. I think I didn't say that. So 35% is for number one. Number two is 30%, which is your outstanding balances and the amount owed. So the outstanding balances is more commonly known as like your utilization ratio. How much are you actually using? You want to use about 30% of that, because it looks crazy when you have 100, when you're using 100% of what's available to you, because you aren't even thinking about the future. You aren't leaving anything out there for just in case and stuff like that. Everything is maxed out, and that looks crazy. So, and it looks unfavorable. Okay, so that definitely makes up a ding on your credit. So you want to keep it around 30% of what's allotted to you. So it's amongst all your credit millionaires. So what that means is that if you have, out of all of your credit, all your credit cards and stuff like that, if you have $1,000, right, then if amongst 5 different credit cards, then amongst those 5 different credit cards, you want to only be using about $300, okay? And that's going to be your 30%. So that's kind of what you want to look at it. It's not like limit per credit card. It's the overall limit. So that's why when you have credit cards that you are not using, it still can go in your favor, because you have this available to you, but you aren't using it. Okay, we're running out of time already. I don't know where this time goes, so give me a number 3 and a share. Give me a number 3 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. Welcome to the broadcast. If you are just now joining us, make sure that you share the broadcast on your personal page as well as in any groups that you are in. Number 3 is the length of your credit history. Now, the length of your credit history makes up about 15%. So this is like how long you've had your accounts open. That's why a lot of times people may ask you, like, can you do trade lines and stuff like that? Now, you know, sidebar, trade lines are illegal. Because basically what they're doing is they are taking somebody else's credit history and adding it to yours. It will be there temporarily. You will pay them literally thousands of dollars, and it'll be there temporarily. So it's not the best thing to do, but a lot of times people will do it when you need something right now. You need a house right now. You know you're going to close within the next X amount of days or something like that, you know, but just know that it's going to come off. So you really want to get your own, your own trade line that will not come off. And if you're interested in something like that, then definitely feel free to reach out to me or one of my amazing business partners. But just know that it's yours and it's not going to disappear. Okay. And it's not thousands of dollars. So, but the length of your credit history, and it is going to start today, right? It's not going to start, 5 years ago. Okay. Why? Because it's legal. So, the length of your credit history makes up about 15%. So how long have you had your accounts, right? Again, just like your GPA, it's like if you've been in school for, if you've been getting A's and B's for 4 years, then it looks better or more kind of awarded than the person that's like been getting A's and B's for one semester. You know, it's like, okay, well, we gonna see, right? So 15% goes to the length of the credit history. So give me a number 4 and a share. Give me a number 4 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. Give me a number 4. So put a number 4 in the comments and please share the broadcast. So number 4 goes to types of credit, right? So revolving credit, installment credit. Now, what's the difference, Alma? Okay, I'm gonna tell you. But before I tell you, 10% is goes to this. So this is very, very important. So if you are like taking notes and you want to put like a start by this, a revolving credit is like credit cards, okay? Because the amounts revolve, the payments revolve, the interest revolves, right? It's revolving, it's constantly changing. So you want to think of it like that. That can help you remember. Installment is something that's the same every single month. That's your mortgages. These are your notes. That's your mortgage note, your car note, and stuff like that, right? Because no matter what, you know, you're in this agreement to pay this for, I don't know, 30 years if it's a mortgage, 5 years if it's a car, and you're like, okay, I'm going to pay this every single month. So that's your installments, okay? Now, this goes for 10% because you want to have a mix of both. So you don't want to have like all installments and you don't want to have all credit cards, right? So you want to have a mix of both. This is why sometimes people will get like, you know, different, if people only have like car notes or something like that, then somebody will say like, oh, you want to get a credit card on there, because then that just shows like more of your responsibility. Okay, so think about your credit score. It's always just showing responsibility to the creditors. Okay, give me a number 5 and a share. Put a number 5 in the comments and give me a share. Good evening, millionaires. Give me a number 5 and a share. Okay, so new credit is number 5. And this goes for the final 10%. So this is your pursuit to new credit, just new credit cards, new type of any type of new credit, right? Because a lot of times you may have you know, let's say you've been doing everything good and stuff like that, and you haven't opened any new accounts, right? Or you open a new account, like it can improve you by like 10%, or it counts for about 10% of your credit score. So the main takeaway from this is that your payment history and your outstanding balances, like those are the two biggest ones. If you can really work on that, then you know you're really on the right track. Definitely reach out to me if you need to work on your credit and you need a professional, you have any type of credit problems. This is the type of stuff that's holding us back, millionaires as a people, is our credit, because we don't have the ability to own anything, right? We want to get in a position where we can actually own stuff, right? We want to get in a position where we can buy back our communities, be able to buy like abandoned buildings, get them fixed up, rent them out, but keep them like in our neighborhood, like some of these other neighborhoods are doing and thriving doing it. We want to get into a situation where we can open up community centers, you know, and just buy land and really move forward. And in order for us to do that and really take back our communities, we need our credit. Okay, millionaires. So now is the time. You know, we need to get this straight, especially over the next couple years, so we can buy everything moving. Okay. Okay. Laughing, but very, very serious. So let's get out of here, millionaires. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Of course, each one teach one. We can definitely change the world. And that's what our goal is, right? Millionaire minded. Make sure that you guys join us. We send out all types of cool videos, tips, and tricks about success. If somebody can put in the comments for me, that would be awesome, how they can join Dear Millionaire, the world's first free text message service on personal growth and self-development. You can also check out my site, almathecpa.com, if you're interested in more credit tips and cash flow tips. Okay, millionaires, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow evening and tomorrow morning on Good Morning Millionaire, and then tomorrow evening on Good Evening Millionaire. where let me see if I can see really quickly what I'm talking about. Ah, wrong thing. Okay, I can't find it. I can't find it. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I don't know what I'm talking about tomorrow. I have a schedule. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll post it ahead of time. So love you, millionaires. Each one teach one. We can change the world. Hope everybody has an amazing, amazing day. And see you tomorrow. Good evening, millionaires.